Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and I want to welcome you to a new program called Deep Dive. This is where Walker the intern and I take one movie and dissect it. I mean, we're going to dive deep into all aspects, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to look at it from my generation's viewpoint to his generation's viewpoint, and that's a broad expanse. Now, if you haven't seen the movie as we get into it and you don't want to know how it ends or twists and turns, then you might want to turn off this right now and wait until you've seen the movie, because this is a huge spoiler alert. Deep Dive dives deep, and it bears it all. Let's move forward now and see what this week's pick is. Our deep dive for today is discussion of F1.
F1, vroom vroom.
Formula One.
Yep.
And were you excited about seeing this movie?
I was extremely excited about seeing this movie. I was a big Top Gun Maverick fan. I'm a big Brad Pitt fan. This definitely was the action movie that I was most excited for this summer.
In my mind,
Besides
it's
Mission Impossible.
Joseph Kosinski.
Yep.
That's who directed Top Gun Maverick and directed this.
Yes.
And what I worried about with Top Gun Maverick and what I worried about with this movie was that I knew there were going to be the action sequences, the plane sequences in Top Gun and the race car sequences. But I was afraid the underlying plot would be weak.
Yeah.
And I felt like Top Gun Maverick had a plot that sustained it.
Yes, I agree.
And this movie did too.
Yeah, to an extent. In my opinion, I don't think it's as close to Top Gun Maverick's success when it comes to the plot, but I definitely don't think it was weak by any means.
I thought it was better.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about all that.
I was caught up in it was Rocky all over again. It was the older guy, going up against the young guy trying to take his glory away from him, and it's Brad Pitt and then an actor named Damson Idris.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, is he Idris Elba's son? Or?
No, it wouldn't quite work.
And I thought, no, Damson Idris. But I'd never seen him before.
Me either.
Just came out of nowhere. He was good.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And Kerry Condon,
yep.
who was in that horrible movie.
Don't even.
Horrible movie. What? Give me the name.
The
again.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh,
I like him. I like the movie.
I can't say a word. I couldn't say the title. But she was in that, and she is the last person I would have thought would have been cast as the glamorous love interest for Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But she was perfect.
She does it. She works.
She works. Damson Idris works. Javier Bardem.
Yeah. He knows exactly what type of movie he's in when he's on screen.
Tobias Mendes.
Yeah.
Who was the villain on Outlander.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Nope.
He was the villain on Outlander, and he just personifies sneaky, oily.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a Formula One fan. I don't.
Me either.
And when I was leaving the theater, this guy came up to me and said, "What did you think of the movie?" And I said, "I really liked it." And he said, "Did you know that when that guy offered so and so a job, he's actually the head of such and such?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, I didn't know that."
And
the driver who was in the race at the end, that was really Lewis somebody.
That's the only thing I knew was Lewis Hamilton's name.
How did you know Lewis Hamilton?
Because he's like, when you think of F1, he's like the poster child.
I don't think of F1.
He's like the LeBron James of F1. If you think he's like the LeBron James of F1, he has a skin in Fortnite.
That's you said that now.
Yeah,
How long you been working on that?
I just came up with that in my head. He's the poster child.
Oh, Walker said he's the LeBron James of F1.
I just came up with that. That's how quick-witted I am.
That's right. It just came right out there and it had an echo. Said it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it, but he was like, and then he started naming other racers who were.
I got nothing after. Yeah, like, I got nothing after that.
No. And then my oldest son, I was talking to him about it, and he said, there's a scene. Spoiler alert. There's a scene where one of the car gets semi-wrecked, and it buys them some time in the race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He said that actually happened in an F1 race.
Oh, okay.
But that it was done deliberately, and the guy was banned from racing for the rest of his life.
That makes sense. I didn't think he could get away with that in the movie.
But, Walker, it is a movie.
It is definitely a movie, yeah.
No, it's a movie.
Yeah. When you think of movie, you think of F1.
There, you're so young, but there was way back, Steve McQueen made a Formula One movie, and then James Garner, I think, Grand Prix, and they may have both been in. I don't remember, but those were fantastic movies, and then the special effects and the ability to capture the feel of actually being in the race is so. And then what gets me, and I have seen news reports, these new cars, they can wreck and burn and everything, and people still survive.
Yeah. They got like flame resistant suits now, and they had a bunch of technology to keep them safe.
And I will say, Brad Pitt has a portrait of Dorian Gray up in the attic, aging while he stays young.
Yeah.
Do you know that reference at all?
Nope, but I get what you mean.
There's a book called The Portrait of Dorian Gray, and it's a man who stays eternally young because the picture ages.
Okay, but he gets to stay young.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's, Brad Pitt looks like he did 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, he got a facelift. He's been on that surgery grind.
Has he really? It doesn't look like it. I mean, I was in there and I thought, all this stuff I've got under here, blah.
Yeah, they all have gotten it.
He's just contoured.
He's got it. Tom Cruise has got it. Clooney might not have it, but
Clooney doesn't look like he's had it.
Who was I just thinking about in my head? Somebody else has gotten it.
But
Bradley Cooper has gotten it, I think.
When is Bradley Cooper gonna make another movie?
He directs now, so he's got.
What's he directing?
I don't know, but it takes a couple of years.
But I mean, he came off Star is Born, Bradley Cooper, and then.
Because it took him 6 years to make Maestro, which was a dud.
Oh.
Oh.
He had such high hopes for that too.
I know. Well, that's what you get when you make a bad movie and then make it go straight to Netflix. People just forget about it.
Yeah. Learn that lesson, George Clooney. But anyway, Brad Pitt and his acting, I cannot think of anybody who could play that part.
No.
Like he did.
Yeah. That was a Brad Pitt part through and through.
And there's one scene where the shot is, he's been out of action and he's coming back and the camera pans on him walking into the arena.
Yeah.
Such a movie star moment.
Yeah.
And again, who else could bring that feeling?
Even just the physicality. You got to get that down. You got to look the part.
Yeah.
And he's got that. He always has a little smirk on his face when
and he can deliver those little jabs.
Yeah.
That he does just offhand, and with that aw shucks type of happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I love it when I get immersed in a movie, in a good way.
Yeah.
I remember I got immersed in the Phoenician scheme in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking, how much worse?
Why does this suck?
How much worse can this be? But I was so into that film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really had no idea how it was going to end.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, did you sit there saying, oh, they always win, or this is going to be the movie where they're not going to win the race, or... I
did. I figured they were going to win the race. It was just a matter of who was going to win the race that that I was a little
But they
bit on my edge of my seat.
They could have ended that movie with them losing the race.
Mm-hmm.
They could have ended that movie with Damson Idris winning the race. They could have ended the movie with Brad Pitt winning the race. They could have ended the movie with the race being over and Brad Pitt dying.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many possibilities, and I'm not going to say how they ended it, but the ending to me, and it's, don't think once the race is over, the movie's over, because that little last final sequence of the movie is so good.
Yeah.
Again, Walker, we've got to quit agreeing.
I know.
What would you have scored it out of 10?
8.
9 for me.
Yeah.
It's one of the best movies I've seen this year. It's right up there.
It's definitely, it's great. Yeah.
And it supposedly is making money hand over fist.
Yeah, it made double.
I hope it beats out Lilo and Stitch.
I don't know about that. Stitch has power. Even if the movie's not that good.
Ugh. 400 million domestic.
Yeah, it's almost at $1 billion.
Oh, that's just unreal. But from what I hear, this one really took off.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think this will have great word of mouth too.
and you were saying it is an international. It's got international hit possibilities. How has Mission Impossible done internationally? Do you know?
It's done good. Yeah, it's definitely worked. I think people are done with Mission Impossible. Because like now, like I hype it up so much to my friends, but when I tell them, they're like, well, how many movies are there? I'm like, well, you got to watch 8 of them. I think that takes a lot of people out of it. They're like, I'm out.
Let me ask you this, because Amber's big movie of the summer, I guess it comes out this year, is Scream.
Mm-mm.
Are you a Scream fan?
Scream? That's not coming out this year.
It's not coming out this
I
year?
haven't even started filming that. I don't think.
I thought they'd almost completed filming it.
It's not coming out this year.
Okay.
100%. There is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I know.
Which is like Scream adjacent.
Scream adjacent.
That's like teenagers getting killed. It's the same thing.
It's the LeBron James of
It's
Scream
the LeBron
movies.
James of Scream
movies.
Yeah. Well, it's more like the Steph Curry.
But are you into that stuff?
Am I into Scream?
Yeah.
I like Scream. I watched the first one, and I watched the newest ones. I haven't seen the other ones, though.
The original one and the newest ones, and then there's 4 in the
I know, it was like when the new one was coming out, I was like, I only have like a week to watch 5 of them, and I don't really have that much time, so I was like, let me hit these 2, and then I watched the newest one when it came out.
Well, I will say, you're doing all your summer stuff. You're doing this stuff with me. You're seeing a couple of movies a week.
Yeah.
You're on a play. You're reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's going.
Yeah. I like to occupy my time.
Huh?
I like to occupy myself.
You do.
I hate just
Idleness.
sitting there doing nothing, yeah.
Listen, I'm getting away from F1, but there is so much on TV to watch now. You said you're just getting ready to watch The Bear.
When you were filming your videos today, I was thinking about what I had seen, because we talked about this before. This year, I'll be watching The Bear. I've seen Severance.
Okay, I didn't watch Severance.
You gotta watch Severance. Oh my goodness. I watched The Studio with Seth Rogen.
Haven't watched that.
You would love The Studio. Oh my goodness. And then I watched this other show called Invincible, which you've probably never heard of.
Called what?
Invincible. It's animated.
No.
Yeah. But I have watched more shows.
Have you heard of this show called Adolescence?
I watched Adolescence too.
I hear that is just
Yeah.
the thing to watch.
It is. It's crazy.
And it's only 3 or 4 hours long.
Oh yeah, you can watch it in an afternoon.
Got 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Throw them in there. But I keep hearing that it is just an amazing show.
It's great.
There's been so much other stuff for me to watch. I'm just and I am getting bombarded. There are people say, I made the statement, to somebody, the only movie coming out this week is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a only big movie coming out, but there are 10 movies you never heard of that that they say, how about reviewing this movie? How about reviewing this movie? And, I mean, they're just all these zillions of movies.
Yeah, the strike period of Hollywood is definitely over, where we were not getting much for about a year there.
And one of my favorite interviews of the last couple of years was Scoot McNairy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a new movie coming out, East of Wall. And hopefully I'm going to get another interview with him. I'm going to try. He fascinates me as an actor. He was so good in the Bob Dylan movie.
Yeah.
And he got no credit at all.
Mm-mm.
But Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Damson Idris, Kelly Condon.
Carrie Condon.
Carrie Condon.
You're going to get it. You're going to get
I
it.
just want to call her Kelly. Who else are we? Even the blonde-headed girl in the pit crew.
Yeah.
Whoever she was, she made herself known in that movie.
Yeah. When they would run the tracks every single time they get to a new one, yeah.
And it was like, but even the minor characters were comforting. The Damson Idris's mother, I thought every time she was on screen, I was fascinated with her.
Yeah.
And then Tobias Mendez, who I didn't recognize until halfway through the movie.
No character is underserved in this movie. Everybody's given their chance to shine.
That is a good way to put it, Walker. No character is underserved. And that's good script writing.
That's great, yeah. It's a great screenplay.
Yeah. Well, 9 out of 10 for me.
8 out of 10 for me.
8 out of 10. That means you better go see it.
Yes.
It is a movie worth watching. But this has been Jackie K. Cooper here with
Walker the Intern.
And this has been Deep Dive.